Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the encore of our Life and Love Post-COVID Summit. I'm your host, Ari Kardosh of Relearn Love, and I am so excited to be able to have this call with you all. Now, this call recording is specifically made for those who could not tune in to the actual live call, and due to confidentiality reasons, I'm going to not be posting that video. So instead, I'm giving you this little guide to use as you are ready to complete and reflect upon the week together and all the resources that are there for you, because we had an epic lineup. So this is for you, everybody who's tuning in later on. My invitation to you is to go through it at your own pace. And if you have questions or feedback that you want to share with me, I would love to hear it. So send it over. You've got my email, you've got my website, you can reach me on Instagram and Facebook. You're in the Facebook group already. You can message me on YouTube if you can't connect any other way. So whatever feels good to you, go ahead and reach out. My team and I are here to support you. So with all that being said, let's celebrate. Before we begin the big celebration, what I'd like to do is start the way I start all of my calls, which is with a little bit of grounding. Today's grounding, we're going to be doing a little bit of different types of touch. So this is going to be a way to get into our bodies a little bit more and feel whatever feels pleasurable. So we're going to just be playing with our hands and our heads today. So the first type of touch I want you to experiment with is more of an energetic touch. So just taking a few slow, deep breaths and coming into presence first. Just how does it like to be right here? You might want to close your eyes. You can put your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your stomach if you want. Feel more in yourself first. Really let yourself arrive in this time and place. Some slow, deep breaths. You're safe. You're here. Letting go of anything else that's happened earlier in the day, earlier in the week, earlier in the year. Relaxing your belly a little bit more. Let's do one more deep breath of the verbal sigh. Inhale. And exhale. Now slowly opening your eyes, lifting your hands up. We're gonna do some energetic. So some energetic touch is just coming close, but not touching. So you can start hovering over the top of your hand. Seeing where do you actually feel that sensation of the hovering? Some people might feel it really far out. Some people might feel it right where the hairline is. Whatever is your experience is valid and beautiful. You can try it around your face without touching your face, just going around your hair. You might want to close your eyes to heighten the sensation. What does it feel like to almost be touching? Just feeling the energy around you. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. The next type of touch we're going to do is more of a grounding, sensual touch. So this is like more of what you think of for a massage. You're just going to gently push into yourself. Give yourself a little hand massage, whatever feels good. It's a little bit deeper, a little bit more contoured. You might move your hand around the curves. When it comes to your face, you're going to go around your face, around your jaw, around your chin, around your cheeks. Maybe gently using your fingertips for massaging the scalp. Then when you're ready, we're going to do another type of touch. Next up, we're going to try some more we call like kinky touch. Kinky is anything that's going to bring out a little more taboo-y touch. So for this, we're going to do more sensation-based. So maybe we'll do a little bit of scratching. What does it feel like to do some scratching with your nails on your skin? How does it feel in your neck or on your scalp to scratch your scalp? Just be really curious what feels good. Maybe we'll play with some stingy touch. Maybe we're gonna do a little slap. What does that feel like? Slapping your face, slapping your head, not too hard, just playing with what feels interesting or pleasurable in this moment. Now, if we're doing it quickly, this is more of a stingy type of touch. If we wanna have more what we call fuddy, we're gonna do a fuller hand slap and hold it. So slap and hold. Instead of slap and pull away with our fingertips, we're going to slap and hold our whole hand. Okay. All right. Then we can try it on our head, on our chest. It's a little more buddy feeling on your cheeks. Just noticing, this is a great way to wake up. Gets everything moving, stimulates the blood flow, can be kind of fun. And then let's do a little bit of, if you have hair, you can try pulling on your hair a little bit. See what feels good, where feels good. There's many different types of hair pulling. And put it all into one and give it a pull there. If you don't have any hair, that's okay. You can be grabbing the base of your neck and pulling. You're gonna wrap your hand around like this and just pull on the back of your neck like a mama kitten. And feel it, how is that? How is that if you're kind of lift and pull? The base of your scalp, the base of your skull. Very nice. Now to wrap up this grounding touch, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just play with the different types of touch around your own face and head and see what feels most pleasurable in this moment. Just be really curious, lean into that curiosity, okay? So go ahead and close your eyes. Take about 15 seconds to just breathe and feel what feels most pleasurable to me right now. I invite you to slow down whatever movement you're doing. Go even slower and see if that brings any more pleasure. Beautiful. A few more seconds. And placing your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your belly, taking a big deep breath in. And verbal sigh. You can slowly open your eyes, shake what needs to shake, wiggle what needs to wiggle, and come back into this space. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here. We did it. The summit is complete. And then we get to do this awesome bonus call where we get to gather feedback from what your experience was like and also celebrate you. And then I'll share a bonus teaching as well. So now we've done our grounding. I invite you to just think about, what are your 2 words? We did a 2-word check-in at our opening call and our closing call. What are your 2-word check-in right now? So maybe you want to close your eyes and tune in again. How are you feeling this moment? It could be an actual emotion, or it might just be some words that pop up in your mind. It could be like purple and sparkly, or it might be light and excited. So for me, I'm feeling relieved and honored. And I'm going to throw in a 3rd word, excited. It's been quite a journey, you guys. And I am so thrilled that we got to share it together. I learned so much. I love the feedback that came in. I love all the comments that people shared. A lot of private messages, and I thought that was really fun and interesting. But we're going to keep everything up in the Facebook group. So go ahead and keep interacting there. Myself and my team are in there supporting you the whole time. Even if you're watching this much later, it's okay. You can always reach out. All right. So for those of you who missed the opening call from the summit, all good. I'm going to give you a quick overview of who I am, just so that you know, you're like, who's this Ari woman? So my name is Ari Kardosh. I'm the founder and lead coach at Relearn Love, LLC. I'm also a best-selling author of the book Relationship Agreements. And I have a long, interesting background, but I did come from Amazon.com doing leadership development for about 5 years. And most importantly to me, I am a wife and a mama. These are really important roles in my life. My kids are 5 and 6 now. And my husband and I and our kids have been traveling the world for years. We pretty much raised our 2 youngest on the road until we arrived in Bali, Indonesia, where we fell madly in love with this island and this culture, and we decided to make it our home. We've been here for almost 4 years now. I'm also a dancer. I am wildly in love with kizomba dancing and also salsa. So you'll find me on the dance floor a lot, and we keep traveling. Now that the borders are starting to open up, I'm starting to look, where do we want to go next? How are we going to do this? It's going to be so exciting to be back on the road again. So a little bit about me, and I'll tell you more later on about what I'm passionate about, what I do in this world. So this is your opportunity to lean into your own reflections. So from this past week, I want to know, here's a couple different questions for you to think through. Now, I'm going to invite you to write the answers down on your own, or just take a moment to pause and feel into what's there for you, what's present. And if you want to share with me, I would be so excited to hear. Any feedback is really helpful as we put together new events to really serve you and serve the community and meet you where you're at and give you access to all sorts of support on many different levels. So the first question is, what breakthroughs happened for you in this experience? What breakthroughs happened for you in this experience? It was a big week. So what shifted? Anything in your perspective have a little change take place? Next question. What was your favorite part? I want to know, what was your favorite part? Was it a favorite speaker? Was it something that you heard? Was it a new practice that you tried? What was it? Next question. How would you describe your overall experience? How would you describe it? Whether you were actively following all of the speakers each day, or actively on the calls, either on Facebook or on Zoom, or you followed along later on at your own pace, or you watched all the recordings, whatever your experience was, how would you describe your overall experience? And what was your least favorite part? What didn't you really resonate with? What didn't you like? What was that? We all have something. So what was your least favorite part? And starting to be curious about, I wonder why that was my least favorite part. The next question is, what would you change, add, or remove to make this better? Again, what would you change, add, or remove to make this experience better? Was there a certain topic you wanted to see covered that didn't get covered? Was there some way of me showing up differently that would have supported you more? I know I had one great feedback suggestion of, hey, it'd be great to do breakout groups between the speakers and have our community come together and talk about what were the takeaways, what was the experience, and really be able to interact more. I love that idea, and I'm going to look at more ways to do that going forward. And then my big question to you, which is so important, that is, what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating right now? Maybe you're celebrating surviving the week. Maybe you're celebrating getting to watch one video, even though you have a screaming baby in the background. I had lots of parents trying to call in. Maybe you're celebrating the fact that you got to play along with one of the practices and it was new, maybe edgy for you. Maybe it brought a new experience for you. Whatever you may be celebrating, maybe you made a new commitment to yourself and what you want to step into next. Whatever that may be, I just want to celebrate with you. So my invitation to you is also, don't just think, I'm not really celebrating, I didn't really do much. You did something, you showed up. And every time we take a step to invest in ourselves, it's really, really, really important that we celebrate. I'll talk to you more about that in a moment, but seriously, what are you celebrating and how are you going to celebrate it? All right, we're going to pause there. Those are your self-reflection questions. If I flew through them way too quickly, you can always go back in the video and pause it and do your own reflection. Again, if you want to send me the feedback, I would love to hear it. So I'm available. So take a moment to just shake your body, give a little wiggle. And now I have a question for you. I'm going to share with you a little bit more about what I am extremely passionate about and what gets me excited to be up in the morning and out in the world doing this thing that I call my purpose. I have two purposes. One is being a mother, and the other is doing this work in the world to help people learn about love or relearn love. So I'm going to start with a question for you. Where did you learn love? I'm going to invite you to really just pause and think about that for a minute, because we all learned love someplace. We don't think we did. Oftentimes we're like, yeah, like it just came naturally, or we picked it up along the way, but we don't spend a lot of time thinking about where did we actually learn it? Because in many ways it's a learned skill, and it's very much based on what we digested as children. So think about it. Where did you learn love? What kind of messages did your parents send you around love? How to love or how not to love? What about movies, Disney, pop culture, songs, books? What did all those influences tell you about love? And what about religious communities or your academic programs? Oftentimes our education systems don't tell us anything about love. And our religious communities oftentimes have very strong opinions about love and relationships and what should or should not happen in them. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just an invitation to be really curious. Where did you learn love? I want to share with you today my 4-step process around how we can have healthy, long-lasting love. Because I have just noticed in the world that pretty much all of us learned love in a way that was not very healthy. So I've been personally and professionally pursuing learning about love for decades now. I think this has been my life calling. So I think I started really wanting to figure out this thing called love and relationships starting around the age of 10, and really struggling and feeling like I didn't belong and I was an outlier and the things I wanted weren't okay. And it was tough. And then I got my first coach when I was around 16. And I just kept working with coaches and therapists and professionals and trainings and going to different opportunities to learn all the time and reading every book and listening to all the podcasts. And like, I've been inundated with so much information about love and what's possible and how to do it and how not to do it. And then eventually, after I left Amazon, I really focused my company on how can we really figure out this thing and how can I help my clients figure it out? Because what I noticed was when I was at Amazon, I got to work with some incredible leaders around the world. And as I was working with them, I just heard more and more stories. As trust was established and I'd be speaking with them in confidence, I would hear more and more stories about how things just were not working out at home. Whether they were working long hours and they just felt really lonely and they didn't know how to get out there and date. And they just felt like, I don't know even what to do. I just know this isn't what I want. Or they were already in partnership and those partnerships were falling apart. The marriages were falling apart. They were miserable. They couldn't figure out what their spouse wanted and they didn't feel understood or loved or seen by their spouse. And it was just really stressful. And they would come to work super stressed. And I have a background in sexual psychology and we started working together on many of these challenges with permission and said, hey, do you want to try this thing out? Do you want to try this thing at home or in your personal life and see what happens? And I started watching more and more people become fulfilled in their relationships, their relationship with themselves, their relationship with other people they were attracted to, their relationship with their spouse. And I saw that have a ripple effect. They would come into the office more grounded, more excited, more on fire, more clarity, more focus. It was just amazing. And I thought, how incredible is this? That I can have an impact on an entire organization through the bedroom and not just through the boardroom. And I honestly believe that going through the bedroom is a lot more fun than going through the boardroom. So I decided that I would focus my time and energy specifically on coaching people around love. So I quit Amazon and I started coaching all the time. I traveled around the world speaking, wrote a best-selling book called Relationship Agreements. And in that time, I have learned so much about what works and what doesn't work. And I have seen so many of the same patterns show up. And what's funny to me is, it's not funny to me. What's amusing and interesting to me is that all these big challenges we face stem from the same problem. And the problem is that we all learned an unhealthy, unrealistic version of love. And we were told all sorts of stories around, how we're just supposed to find the other person to complete you, your better half. That you should just naturally be good at love, that it's not okay to get support on love. It's okay to hire a business coach, but it's not okay to hire a relationship coach. You should just be good at it. But look around you and who's really rocking it? Who's really got this thing down? It's really only a handful of people who have figured it out. And those that have figured it out through usually trial and error and through really being intentional in what they're learning. So I want to make this easy. And today I just want to show you my model. And this is what I put together after years and years of doing this work and working with hundreds and hundreds of couples around the world and individuals around the world and watching the shifts happen. So today, let me share this with you if you're open to it. I'm hoping that this will be helpful for you as you start to look at how are you navigating love right now. And there's so much more, but here we go. Let's just get started. So most of the people come to me where they have this feeling like you're walking on eggshells. Have you felt that way? I'm going to ask you to just pause for a moment. Pausing is really important. Pause for just a moment and think about your own love life. And have you ever felt like you've been walking on eggshells? Maybe you felt it recently. Like you're walking on eggshells trying to figure out, how do I date somebody? How do I even get back out into dating? Or walking on eggshells feeling like, oh, I'm so afraid I'm going to repeat the same pattern again. Or if you're with somebody right now, maybe you feel like you're walking on eggshells because you can't be yourself around them, or they don't act like themselves around you. Just something feels off. You feel like you have to hide. You feel like it's not safe to be you. You feel like it's not safe to be free or have your freedom. Or you don't feel like it's safe to want the things you want or say the things you really want to say. So just feeling into that, noticing where in your body you're feeling that. It can be a lot. It can be very lonely. Even if you're partnered, it can be very lonely. You can start to judge yourself and have a loud inner critic of like, what the heck is going on? Is it me? What am I doing? Or maybe you just feel like you are constantly choosing the wrong person, or you're just seeing the same pattern over and over again, but you don't know how to stop it. You're having the same fights over and over again if you're in partnership. Maybe you're seeing the impact of this love relationship you have, your own relationship with love. Maybe you're seeing the impact of it rippling out, impacting those you work with, impacting kids if you have them, impacting your own happiness in life. Go ahead and take a deep breath into that space. And open your eyes if you close them. So this is real. I've experienced it. It sucks. And so many people that I work with come to me in this place. And what they really want is they want to move from a place of walking on eggshells to a place where they feel like they can experience love with ease. It doesn't have to be so hard. The movies made it look so easy. I thought this was supposed to be fun. I thought we were supposed to feel connected. I thought love was just around the corner, or that intimacy was going to just be a natural thing once I found my partner. And it's not always. And maybe you've been together for a long time and you've moved from all the butterflies and excitement into what I call MRE, mature relationship energy, where it takes a lot more work, a lot more effort. And it's hard to let go of the expectations and assumptions and the stories we hold. I get it. But it doesn't mean you can't have that love that you desire. You totally can. But you have to go back and relearn love. You have to relearn, undo all the crap you were told before, all the stuff you accepted is true, and learn the things that actually work now, that are based on science, that have been tested, that have been used all around the world. And I have spent literally decades collecting this information and testing it and creating my own methods that really work. And I want to share those with you. So these are the 4 steps to move from walking on eggshells to experiencing love with ease. The first step is curiosity. This is so important. When we are, let me put it this way. In life, at any point in time, we're either in what we call pattern or practice. Pattern is all the things we already learned. It's the routines. It's the things that are drilled into us. We don't usually think about it. They're pretty subconscious. Practice is when we're stepping into a new way of being. It's when we're intentionally choosing to shift our patterns and behaviors. And you don't know it's a pattern or a practice until you get curious. So it might feel really icky right now to be in this place where you're feeling all these feels around walking on eggshells and feeling lonely and your inner critic and all the things. But until we get curious around what's actually happening and what is possible, we're just going to keep living in that pattern. It sucks. It's uncomfortable. But in many ways, it's comfortable because we've been doing it for so long. So the first step is to just get curious. What isn't working for me? Where do I feel stuck? What do I want to shift? And you take that curiosity and you start to explore. And then we move into the second phase, which is cultivation. Cultivation is where you get to cultivate knowledge. A lot of people move into the cultivating knowledge point, and it can be so much, it's very easily accessible in today's day and age with Google and self-help books and podcasts and all the things. There's lots of knowledge out there. It's not always the healthiest knowledge or what, yeah. It's not always the best. It's easy to get information that's not great, but there's a lot of access to really wonderful information too. So people start consuming, okay, well, I just need to Google this problem that I have and I'll start learning. So maybe you're learning, maybe you're attending a training, maybe you picked up a self-help book, maybe you're listening to this podcast. You're beginning to really understand that there are other ways of being, other practices instead of the pattern that you're in. So you're learning, you're putting it all up here. This is where most people stop. At each of these points, it's a drop-off point. So for people to complete all 4 steps is really something to celebrate. That's why I want to give you the tools now so that you can keep this in mind, have the awareness, and move through all of them. Don't stop anywhere along the way, because if you do, you will not break the pattern. So cultivate knowledge, find the things that really speak to you, find the programs, the coaches, the podcasts, whatever it is that's really in alignment with where you are. I recommend that it has some research base in it. I recommend that it's been tested and that you can find out that people have had success with it. But follow your heart, follow your intuition, cultivate this knowledge. There's so many incredible tools out there, and I love, 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 love sharing them so much, which is why I do what I do. And then after you cultivate knowledge, we're going to move into the third step, which is change. Now, change is actually when you're implementing an action. Again, this is another huge drop-off point. It is so comfortable for us to be lifelong learners, where we just are absorbing the information to our heads, but we're not integrating it into our hearts and our bodies. That's where the change is a really crucial step. You're actually going to take action on the knowledge you learned. It doesn't have to be everything. If you read a book, it doesn't have to be every single step in the book, but find a thing that really is like inspiring you. It's speaking to you. It's calling your name. It's like, come try this out. It might be a little bit edgy, it might be uncomfortable, but I want to try that. So how do you create an action plan, set a goal, find somebody to hold you accountable, and actually go through that change? If you're partnered, how do you do that together? How do you choose a new practice together to start trying? And for how long? And how do you celebrate yourselves along the way and forgive yourself if you mess up? Because we're all human. But stepping into this change is huge, huge, huge. And then again, each of these is a drop-off point. I watch so many couples and individuals just come with this desire of like, I'm so tired of being in this place. I'm so tired of feeling this way. I'm so tired of it. And it's like, okay, it's going to take a little bit of effort. It's going to take a little bit of intention. And it's going to take a lot of love, a lot of self-love, and a lot of like, here we go. We got this. We can do this. You have to believe that you can. We have to move through each step. So we got curious. We cultivated some knowledge. We stepped into change. We took action, and we held ourselves accountable to that. And the final step is really important. And that's pretty much why we're here today, which is celebration. The celebration is crucial because most of us have grown up in societies that reward continuous growth, continuous improvement, keep it going. And we never pause to celebrate and see where we came from. We don't take the time to just notice, well, what shifted? How did it shift? Oh my gosh, how does it feel now? What are we celebrating? You know, we at least for me, I was raised in, traditional Western society where it's like you celebrate your wedding one time and you have anniversaries, but it's not really a big deal. And some people don't celebrate any of those. And my husband and I, in an effort to really celebrate and embrace the celebration and to make sure we are staying intentional in our own process, have chosen to celebrate all the time. Every year we get remarried. Every year, not on the same day, anytime during that calendar year. And it's so much fun. And it keeps things alive and fresh. And we get a chance to just sit and pause and reflect and be like, whoa, what happened this past year? Look how far we've come over the years. What has shifted? What can we just be with and recognize and see in ourselves and see in each other and see in our relationship what changed? And we celebrate that. So I invite you to really celebrate. That's why we're on this call today. It's like you went through an entire week long worth of the summit. It's a big deal. Celebrate that. You did it. If we constantly are moving on to the next thing, we're never going to be good enough. We're not going to integrate. We're not going to integrate all the things we've learned, which means that when you actually need the tools again, you won't have them because you just ran them over and kept on going. And what's really cool is that this isn't a continuous cycle. So you nail one thing, and if another challenge pops up, you know the recipe. You know the recipe to move through each step to overcome the challenge. Get curious. Really get curious. What needs to shift? Cultivate the knowledge that it takes to shift into that new place that you desire. Take action. Implement. Really allow the change to move from just up your head into your heart and your body. Actually be a part of your life. And then celebrate. Celebrate what's going on. These are the 4 steps. And through that process, you get a really amazing ripple effect. I've seen this with everyone I've worked with. What's really cool is that there are 2 big things that happen. First, you're going to feel freedom. You're going to experience more freedom to be yourself. You're going to experience more freedom in your life. And so many people are hungry for freedom. They want to feel like it's okay to just be themselves or ask what they desire. And at the same time, you're also going to create safety. You're going to create safety in a structure where you get to be free and ask for your desire. But you also know that there are agreements in place. You also know that there's going to be, like, you know who you are. They know who they are. We come together and we get to create this ripple effect of both freedom and safety. And at the heart of everything we're doing in this model, it's all based on authenticity. You get to be you. You don't have to be anybody else. In fact, we don't want you to. You get to be you. How cool is that? How important is that? Most of us spend our whole lives living in this like triggered trauma state of like, oh my gosh, I must protect myself. I must hold on for dear life and use all of my defenses to make sure that I don't get hurt again. But when we start to learn that it's safe to relax and reparent ourselves, our inner child, and we get to learn these tools that actually work to create freedom and safety, we get to be safe just being us. We get to be free to just be us. And we know the recipe for how to overcome the challenges that may come along the way. It's so freaking powerful and beautiful. So that's my Relearn Love model. Everybody take a deep breath. Give it a little shake and a wiggle. This is a lot of information. I hope it's helpful for you along your journey. There's so much under each one. I mean, we could go into literally at least 3 months worth of work and fun and celebration and exploration, because this is so deep. This is decades of work being culminated into this model to try to make it simple for people. Something to keep in your mind of like, what can I do? And if you want to go deeper, I'd love to tell you about that. So I have this vision for the world. I have this vision. I really see people living their deepest and juiciest, most passionate, fulfilling, and turned on lives. I want people to elevate their relationship with love with themselves, love with others, love with the world. This is really what I desire and what I feel like I'm called to do here. So I have an invitation for everyone today. Y'all are incredible. You trusted me to be your guide along this last week of the summit's journey, and it means a lot, and I don't take that lightly. So my invitation is a question. So are you ready to join me and Relearn Love? Relearn Love is my amazing team where we get to focus on the Relearn Love model and help you learn in depth how to do these things. not just high level, like there's an art and a science to all of this. And so many incredible tools will help you get the love that you desire, to experience love with ease, to experience love for yourself, love with yourself, to experience love with another, to really break those old patterns and feel free and expansive and have more fun and passion and reignite the flame or start a new flame, depending on where you're at in your journey. So with that being said, I want to tell you a little bit about our Relearn Love journey. It's really focused on breaking out of your old patterns. Again, pattern or practice, where are you? You're going to learn how to recognize and break those unhealthy ways of being that came from stuff we learned as kids, and help you create healthier, more enriching, more easeful ways of relating. You're also going to feel more connected and more confident. You're going to learn how to free yourself from what I like to call the hamsters from hell. I got that from my friend Reed. The hamsters from hell. It's like these little monsters that keep running around your mind, right? We all have them. They just keep running like on a treadmill in our mind, and it keeps us feeling stuck and overwhelmed. And these stories just keep us like trapped. And even if we are in a relationship, we can still feel really lonely in this place. And we're going to teach you how to get what you want. I'm going to help you tune into like, what is it that I actually want? What is it that I desire? How do I make a request? How do I hold my boundaries? How do I accept or receive a no if my partner feels like they need to give a boundary, or if they're not on board with that right now? How do I nurture myself and my relationships? And it's not just romantic ones. It really has a ripple effect into families and communities and offices, your businesses, which is why I just think that starting with the heart is such an important, big calling in this world. So many of the tools that work really well in relationships are taken from parenting tools. And luckily, my husband and I are passionate about parenting and really consciously parenting. So we've gathered so many incredible tools from world-leading experts, and we're here to help you shift into a place where you get to feel more safe and confident and help that inner child. We have all got a little wounded inner child in us, and they don't go away. We get to learn how to reparent them. So as we do that process, we also get to learn tools if we've got kids in our family or around us for how we can respond to them. They'll give them a much healthier outlook of what relationships can be and how to show up. And then they grow up, they don't have to spend so much time seeking help, hopefully. And this is an invitation to take back control. You get to be empowered to take more control in your life and to have the ability to have the love that you've been desiring. You don't have to just dream about it. You don't have to settle anymore. You don't have to wish you could have something else, but you get to actually create it without wondering why. Why didn't that 30-minute podcast change my life in the way I thought it felt like? Like, how can I actually move through those 4 steps and create the change and feel it and be able to celebrate it and see and be like, what? That was it? That was what we were missing? That was what I was missing in my life? Had I just known this then? Had I just learned this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when we were growing up, things would have been so much different. And I really firmly believe that. And most importantly is that you get to feel safe being authentically you. And when we feel safe and free to be ourselves, that's when we really shine. That's when the facade comes down and we stop trying to be or do or work hard enough or be good enough or not be too much in order to receive love. We just be loved for who we are, and we get to love those around us for who they are. And it doesn't have to feel so freaking stressful. So are you ready to shift? Are you ready for things to change? I'm inviting you to join me and my team in the Relearn Love group program. Now, there's a program for singles and there's a program for couples, which is awesome. There's many different options for how you get to relearn, but the programs are very similar in many ways. Both of them are 12 weeks of guidance, learning, and support, and community. Community is so important. I know that oftentimes it can feel super scary to be vulnerable. I just want to address that now. The community that is formed in these groups will change your life. I can't tell you I think every group that I've ever ended has continued meeting without me because they feel so close, even after the program has ended. And that's just amazing. They feel seen and safe in their experiences, and they've created lifelong friendships. I just received a photo of 2 sets of clients of mine who they'd never met before me, and then they ended up spending the whole weekend together, just getting a chance to connect and have friendship and community. And that was a thing they've been missing for years. It's just beautiful, beautiful to watch. So you're going to get support from me, from my team, and from the community. And we're going to make a really safe space. I keep my groups quite small so that people can interact on a very, they get a lot of attention and time and love and nurturing. And I make sure that people are a good fit for this program. You're also going to get 10 group coaching sessions with me and my team via Zoom. They're each about 2 hours each week, which is, we do about 3 weeks on, 1 week off to integrate, and then 3 weeks on, 1 week off to integrate. So these calls are going to be really to help support you along your way, to learn the important things that are being taught, and to bring your questions and get some expert coaching in real time. You also receive guides for fun and powerful dates. I love dates. I love dates. I like to call myself the dating dominatrix, and step into that role where I get to tell you what to do. So whether you are on a solo date or your self date, I will tell you where you're going to go, what you're going to do to get into yourself, to really deepen your connection and start drawing in things that you want around love and relationships, and break those old patterns. Or if you're partnered, you'll be going on dates where I will tell one partner, okay, you're the date night driver this week, and the other partner will be the co-pilot, and you're just going to take on these roles where I will give you written and video support on how to go on this date, and you just get to relax into this new creative space. I have so much to teach on dates and why they're really, really, really important, and how there's actually an art and a science behind it. So I can go on forever on that. I'll save that for another day. Dates are so important. I will give them to you, and you can try them, and you can have fun with them to break old patterns and really start to intentionally shift things in a way that doesn't have to be stressful and academic all the time. And we've got a private Facebook community where you get to stay connected to me and the team, and also all of your own community here. And you get to ask all your questions. You get support through the whole week, even if we're not on a call. You'll also receive weekly videos and tools to enhance your experience. I'm really big on sharing tools and resources, and I'm kind of a junkie. I've collected such a huge resource base over the years. You're also going to access to my resource library, and it has so many powerful, powerful things there for you, just through these decades of experience that I have been having. So, plus, as I mentioned before, I really am intentional with who I bring in, and that it's a good fit. That you're a good fit for this program, that we're a good fit for you, that we can help you shift from that walking on eggshells to love with ease. And in that, I really seek out people who fit, who feel like they're part of this family, who feel like they're part of this community, who can help you normalize your experience so you're not feeling like the odd duck. Like, I want you to know that what you're feeling, what you're experiencing is happening to a lot of people. And the people you'll be in the group with will be in a similar spot, and they just want to support you, and you can support them. And the more we get to show up for each other, the more we have fun, and it uplifts the whole experience. In total, people ask me oftentimes, how long is the commitment? It's about 3 hours per week. We've got a 2-hour call, and then I'm going to give you invitations, which AKA homework. And also all the dates can be done from home in a minimum of 30 minutes, and you don't have to spend any additional money to do these dates. Now, if you want to, you can. If you want to fly to Paris and have a whole weekend there, like, go for it, honey. But if you just want to follow the dates and be in the program, it's nothing additional. So it's about 3 hours worth of investment of your time and energy each week. So I've gotten to work with people all around the world. I've really had amazing success working with top tech executives, to Hollywood actors, to Olympian athletes, to everyday people who are living extraordinary lives. And that means so much. So I just want to share with you that this is possible. That having the love that you desire is actually absolutely possible. And that's what I desire for you. I want you to have this ease. And it's going to take a little bit of awareness, a little bit of curiosity and cultivation and change and celebration. And I want to be your guide. I would be absolutely honored to be your guide. I've worked with singles, couples, and people of all different relationship structures with all sorts of challenges over many, many, many years. And I'm so excited that this next program is launching. So if you are feeling called, if you're feeling like, oh, that sounds really amazing, I'm curious, maybe you are already like, yes, I'm in. Ari, count me in. Great. Let me know. And if you're like, oh, I'm curious, I think this would be great, but I'm not sure. That's okay too. Wherever you are is fantastic. So my invitation to you is to just check out these pages. I'm about to give the links to both the singles group and the couples group. Go ahead and click on the link. And at the very bottom, you're going to see the subscribe. It says book your discovery call now, your possibilities call, which is your chance to just hop on a call with my love liaison. She's amazing. And she'll just make sure that we're a really good fit for each other. Here's all the information you need. Here's the links. You can go to relearnlove.com. And at the top, you'll see that it says programs. There's a drop down for the singles program or the couples program. They're both open and enrolling. Our next class is in just a few weeks. So we are accepting all of the new community members now. And again, it's really important to us. It's a great fit for you and a great fit for us. This is also one of the most cost-effective ways to work with me. If you're thinking, Ari, how much does this cost? Well, this is by far the easiest way to work with me. I do private coaching from time to time, but I really am very limited in private coaching spaces, and I try to keep it small so that I can give everyone a high touch experience. If that's what you're feeling more drawn towards, you're welcome to contact me. But these programs, hop on a call with our love liaison and she'll walk you through. And if you tell her that you were in the summit, we have a special gift for you. You'll get a special bonus gift. So I invite you to just give us a call. Give us a contact just by clicking on here to schedule your call. And then we'll get a chance to meet with you and say, okay, what's going on in your life? The whole possibilities call is free. It's a gift for you. We're just going to explore where you're at, what struggles you're having, and if we can really help you navigate those and move you through that space so you can experience love with ease. And if we can, we'll tell you about what it's like to work with us if you want to know, and what it's like to join this program. Either way, the possibilities call is free. And it is just there for you to get more support and learn about what else is possible. So I am absolutely excited to have you all here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for being a part of the summit. It was such an honor and a joy. Again, if you have reflections you want to send, please do so. I'm here. And it'd be such an honor to learn about where you are in your journey with love and how you may want to relearn love and shift into this new place. It's really powerful and can help you feel unstuck. So come join us. Hop on the free possibilities call and check out what we're doing. And let's see how we can support you in your journey. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a beautiful day and see you later. Bye.